Hypocrisy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Law-Splaining the Interwebs. I'm your host, Nick Ricada of Ricada Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. With me today is someone who has not been on the channel before, but I have known on the internet for quite some time. Welcome, Figbat.
Hello, Ricada team. I am fantastic, and how about yourself?
I'm great, man. The last time I saw you, though, you were like not animated.
Yeah, I was definitely not animated, but now I'm animated. I got hit by a truck. Now I'm here.
Well, very nice, very nice. You and that guy who played Hawkeye or whatever. So, guys, Figbat is is an artifact from the Dick Show Facebook group. That's where we first met. Good dude. And I used to run a podcast. Do you still run your podcast?
We don't run Regular Expression anymore, but I do have the secret files somewhere of your appearance if you want to be embarrassed at a later date.
Oh yeah, you should definitely send me that at least so I can post it on my locals.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's fine. I'll definitely make sure I'll see if I can source it and get it. It's probably lurking on SoundCloud somewhere. So if anyone finds it before I do, good luck.
Yeah. No, and guys, no, Figbat is not a traditional VTuber. Unless you want to have sex with him, then he is. Speaking of sex, what's up, Sean?
Not much. How you guys doing?
Pretty good, buddy. Pretty good.
Great.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Figbat. I haven't met you before.
It's great to meet you too. I believe I've seen you on the channel. I've been lurking in the shadows. Every time you turn around, you see that dark spot? That's me.
Yeah. Well, if you saw that cringy shit, that was probably me. So there you go.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I have some sad news. At least I'm sad about it. I don't know if everybody will be. Camelot is not actually going to make it to the show tonight.
Oh.
Because he's, I don't know, at the racetrack or something, something gay. Not sure why.
Anytime race gets involved, it's a good thing.
Yes. Well, race
unless
war now!
Unless you're Oscar Pistorius, you know, races can be a bit different sometimes. If only the blades helped him get away from the cops.
Oh my God. So anyway, there's a bunch of shit that's going on. I have invited a couple other people. I've got, but I don't know if they're gonna make it. So we'll just have to see if they'll be on at all. No idea. But for now, it's gonna be us three. And okay. A couple things. First, to chat to the chat. Sorry, I was not on yesterday. I was supposed to have Josh Moon on the show yesterday. But I was fucking destroyed. I don't know if I got like really dehydrated or something because I had been pounding liquids with electrolytes all day, Gatorades, Powerades, and I just keep drinking them. And it's yeah, I must have been dehydrated or something. But I was not in a position to do the show last night at all, so I apologize for that. But we'll try and get Josh on right away. What we're gonna talk about with Josh was some updates in the law world of Ethan Ralph. The man is entangled in many legal matters. And so I was going to get an update on that. And then we were going to talk about this, the Resist Act, I think is what it's called, which is the TikTok ban, the proposed TikTok ban coming up. Sean, have you seen this shit?
Yeah, I mean, like, it'll fuck with everything. It's gonna... there's no good to come of this.
No.
How can this go bad? There are a million ways this is going to go bad.
Yeah, it's government surveillance a la the Patriot Act, just applied to literally everything you do online. In the interest of stopping the CCP from watching your titty bounce videos on TikTok, I'm not sure. Like,
well, there's also people claiming that, like, oh, well, people waste so much time in TikTok. I don't fucking care. That's their problem. You know, like,
yeah.
Like, I don't care if it's digital crack. I don't care.
Oh my God.
Hey, besides, like watching those little the little mini cows, those are kind of funny videos.
Dude, TikTok. So TikTok and Instagram, they've figured out the form, and YouTube Shorts to an extent. They figured out the formula. It's really convenient to have zero investment in whatever video you're about to watch, and hope that you're about to be entertained. And if you like, you could just keep swiping through them so easily. Like it's not like when you switch a YouTube video or whatever where it reloads like the whole page and all that shit. I mean, YouTube Shorts work the same way. You just swipe up and you just keep going, and you can just sit there and kill like an hour in no time at all.
So is it just like Tinder but with videos?
No.
No.
I guess in some ways, but you don't get to date the women on TikTok. You just get to pay them for their OnlyFans.
Oh, beans.
That's the trick.
I'm glad I don't have TikTok then. I'm not too sure what kind of profile they'd have for me on TikTok.
No.
Be a bunch of 9-gallon hats or something.
It depends. Oh, go ahead, Sean.
I was gonna say my YouTube Shorts, like all I get are the whatever podcast where those guys have all those stupid hoes out in California.
Yeah.
Every time he just
Yeah, I get a shitload of those of him just
those are always
destroying
hilarious.
Yeah, they're pretty funny. Like I don't fully buy into everything he says, but watching him lay it out to some chick who sits there looking dumb is always great. Like it never fails to satisfy.
Yeah.
I get the weirdest. I have 3 different algorithms because I have the YouTube Shorts, I have Facebook or Instagram Reels, and then I have TikTok also. And like the different stuff I get on each one, I like if I want to see dancing women in bikinis, I go on TikTok because that's what it's going to feed me constantly. If I want to see dancing women in bikinis plus cats, then I go on Instagram. And if I want to see D&D stuff, I go on YouTube. It's weird how it works. I don't know which algorithm knows me better, but they're all there.
Did you say dancing women in bikinis?
Yeah,
on TikTok.
That's what TikTok is.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
It's a strange place. But you know, I don't know, to each their own, but the whole idea that they're going to go after, well, they've been doing this. This is what bothers me about it. Every time TikTok gets mentioned, I see people in the chat saying CCP, it's China, whatever. Fine. You've been properly propagandized by the United States, who has been prepping you for this moment when they go after TikTok. And to go after TikTok, they're going to go after literally everyone else. They're going to go after Twitter. They're going to go after Instagram, Facebook. They're going to be logging your activity on all of these platforms. That's what they're going to do. That's what they want to do with this, I guess, categorization of TikTok. And it's fucking crazy that how much people are buying into it. Your government does not ever have your best interests at heart. I don't care what anybody says. So when they say something, you should categorically believe the opposite. That is the safest way to live in the modern world. The United States is fucking trash as far as the government goes. Dude, there are so many people commenting on the fact that I have a cartoon on the show.
I can't help that. Like it's just the world I live in at the moment.
Yeah, it's wildly unsettling. Can you explain why you're a cartoon avatar? Is that safe to do for you?
It's safe for me to do. I mean, like
the government doesn't come knock on his door.
Pretty much, like you know, sometimes I hang out and say funny things on the internet, and sometimes those jokes are so funny they go straight to HR, which is my mom. So you know what I mean, and I don't really want them to go back to me mom. That little cartoon man said something.
I'm just upset that you're in digital blackface. It's really upsetting to me.
It beats the real one, so I can't really go wrong with that, can I? Really? So it's fun. It's fun. I mean, it's kind of weird, you know. Even though I look at myself, I'm like, do I really look like that? And I think partly it allows me to have hair as well. Me being an 8-ball and all. So
that's true. That's true.
It's just what I do. It's like AIR. It just gives me them little features that I never really had, but I can put them in fantastic paintings and make it look really, really slick.
There you go. Yeah, guys, if you notice the accent, there's some people who live in parts of the world. As much as I do say the U.S. is trash, at least we don't literally arrest people for jokes. Oh, wait. Yes, we do.
Yes. They sent him to federal prison too for jokes.
That's fucking insane. How did they convict Mackey on jokes? Can we pull up this story here? Let me pull up this
because
story.
he was disenfranchising people and voting and causing voting problems. That's
So?
why. Well, and the main reason why they can do it is because they have more guns than we do, and they'll kill you.
Here. I found the best resource for what happened. Here we go.
Real answer.
If you guys don't know the story, you're going to learn it right now from The Truth. The Truth source, the United States Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York.
Yes.
No better. So social media influencer Douglas Mackey convicted of election interference in 2016 presidential race. If you don't know what he did, he posted memes about Hillary Clinton online. That's what he did.
Well, it wasn't just that. It was saying like, don't go vote from home. And it was like it's like saving trouble in the line. That's what they got him on.
Which is a joke. Yes,
but it wasn't just the Hillary memes, it was the actual I agree. I was just saying like it wasn't.
Yeah. No, I know you agree.
Yeah.
You and I are on the same page on this one.
Yeah, here we go.
Here's a defendant attempted to suppress vote through social media disinformation campaign. Douglas Mackey, also known as Ricky Vaughn, was convicted today by a federal jury in Brooklyn of the charge of conspiracy against rights stemming from his scheme to deprive individuals of their constitutional right to vote. The verdict followed a 1-week trial before U.S. District Judge Ann M. Donnelly. And importantly, this is in U.S. District Court. So, of course, none of us could watch the proceedings.
Yes.
You can't follow along. You have to be there physically in person to watch this. Yes. And this is the exact fucking type of trial that we demand a public court for. Like, this is the reason. This is the government suppressing someone for political speech. I don't care if you stand there and say, don't go vote or you'll die. That is not a deprivation of rights. That's free speech. Period. It's fucking free speech. Stop it.
Yes. Yeah, and somebody pointed out, yeah, it's true. Nobody actually was able to testify like, oh, I actually thought this was true and I didn't go vote. They have no proof this actually anybody believed it.
They didn't have a single witness who said they didn't vote?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, God, that would be so awful though. You'd have to go in front of the world and admit you're that fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't vote because.
I mean, but that'd be the kind of person who would buy the extended warranty for your car. But I sent you the meme in chat or private.
Okay, here we go.
I can share it if you want.
Yeah, here's one of the memes. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, I think I really hope on an appeal. Yeah. I hope it works, but
if anybody believed they could text Hillary to a 5-digit code to fucking vote, they deserve to not vote. That person does not belong in the voting populace. Oh my God. Okay.
Yes. So somebody's wondering, how do they do this in New York? Because the federal courts in New York are crooked and think they have reach that goes pretty much worldwide. That's why.
Yes. The Southern District of New York is notoriously bad on prosecutions. Like you hear about it in myth and legend in lawyer circles. Okay. So when sentenced, Mackey faces a maximum of 10 years in prison. Breon Peace, United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, and Michael J. Driscoll, Assistant Director in charge of the FBI New York Field Office, announced the verdict. Both of these people should be condemned. Mackey has been found guilty by a jury of his peers. No, he hasn't. We don't have a jury of peers. So yesterday I taught my Constitution class, and we covered the 6th and 7th Amendments. And I specifically told them, you do not have a jury of your peers in America. That's not a real thing. It's not. That's
true.
It's a holdover from.
That's for Figbat. That's his people.
Exactly.
We just deal in powdered wigs now. It's just cocaine and hats. That's what we have now.
but it comes from England and the caste system that used to be more prominent. Nobility got tried by nobility. Peasantry got tried by peasants, because otherwise you would have those those class conflicts coming in to taint a jury verdict. And so they didn't want a peasant ruling on a noble or a noble ruling on a filthy fucking peasant. Like that made sense. In the United States, we don't have a caste system. We don't segregate people out by peers. We do it by race.
I was about to say, like, I was wondering how it would work for indentured servants. Like, would they get another bunch of indentured servants? Like, we can't let them go free.
No, it clearly doesn't. Like, if you work at Popeyes, they don't find other black people to come be a jury. And that was the joke in A Time to Kill with Samuel L. Jackson. He walks in, looks at all the white people on the jury, and he goes, "Jury of my peers, huh?" And it's like, well, you don't get that. That's not in the Constitution.
Yes, we can't find a jury of people who gunned down people in a courthouse.
They probably just find the people who
I wish we could. I wish we had that many people participating in government, but we don't.
The jury pool is the same.
Notice I said a wish. I said wish, feds.
The jury pools every time it's the same 12 guys from federal prison. It's like, well, here's the only court gunman jurors.
Yeah, weren't you guys who did this last week? Just give him a mustache.
So, jury of his peers of attempting to deprive individuals from exercising their sacred right to vote for the candidate of their choice in the 2016 presidential election. The right to vote isn't sacred.
There is no right to vote in the Constitution either.
Yeah, it didn't exist ever. There is no right to vote. There's a right to equal protection for the privilege of voting. That's what exists in there. But if the states remove that privilege, they could just remove it. They could just say, yeah, actually, we're going to choose our electors by the legislature of the state again. Like we have the power to.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Today's verdict proves that the defendant's fraudulent actions crossed a line into criminality and flatly rejects his cynical attempt to use a constitutional right of free speech as a shield for his scheme to subvert the ballot box and suppress the vote. His cynical attempt to use his right to free speech to make free speech, that to make jokes, that it's amazing. People, oh wait, I can't say that yet on we'll say that on Rumble maybe. In 2016, I'm talking about the people who don't get convicted for actually suppressing the vote. Well, here we can go to a real example. How about the Black Panthers in Philadelphia in the 2012 election, where they were standing outside the voting booth in full Black Panther regalia with nightsticks and asking people who they were going to vote for, going through the line. And when reported, they were never, no one ever did anything about it at all. They don't get charged. They don't get convicted. They don't even get arrested.
So what? You just got Black Panthers standing out there looking like Batman with like a million tools.
Yeah, who you gonna vote for? Who are you gonna vote for? Mitt Romney or Barack Obama?
The guy with the tool belt, man. He's got all the tools to defeat any situation. Speaking of that, I might have to send something.
Answer correctly. Here, Charlie D'Angelo says, "Hey Nick, I had this 50 to spare because the hooker I had plans with, her name is Juicy, had an unfortunate colonic accident and is in the hospital. So I went to see her and things are working out. We turned her bed into a water slide. Big hugs, buddy." Oh, God. That's disgusting. I like it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Charlie. Charlie's the guy who makes all those AI face swap things that are highly disturbing. Okay. Roqueet over on Local says, Ricada Law, do you have tips for a young father trying to build a strong case in anticipation of a custody battle? Also, do you have any recommendations for lawyers who can assist in California? More details. Mom is mentally unstable with medical records to back that up and frequently foists the responsibility of their child onto others. She has no other responsibilities. Dad does most of the nurturing, housework, makes 100% of the income, and attends school. The biggest thing I can tell anybody at all in family law, the biggest advantage you can possibly have is to keep a calendar and a log written down of everything that you do, everything that the other person does, every appointment you take your kid to, every game that you go to that they don't, every activity that you help your kid out with that they don't. If you help your kid out with homework, write it all down. Write the
call
time
logs,
down.
text messages, save if you have it on your phone, save that on the cloud. But yeah, document. That's the best you can do.
Because the other person will be just reciting their memory. And look, it is family court. Yes, I know all of the memes about family court. I got it. It's in California. This guy's got an uphill battle. So the best way to go into that uphill battle is to be armed with accurate logs.
Actually, hold on. Actually, I got the fucking banger strategy here. Tell them you're trans.
Yes.
Just Kobe. That's it.
I'm trans and I'm transing the child.
Yes. Oh, here you go, sir. Here's $100,000 too.
California may even give you a gun to shoot the mother.
Yes.
Possibly. I mean, if it works, then I'll take it. Ooh,
but no, seriously, log everything. Have a written record of everything. Like Sean said, all text messages, emails, anything. If the other person goes off the handle, record it if you can. Record them screaming, record video of them if you can do that. Anything that you can put into hard evidence. And yes, get copies of those medical records, preferably while you're married, so that you can actually get them before you get into an actual like divorce fight where they might like where they might disable your access to them. What the fuck is this? Oh my.
Open app. All right, let's see what we got.
Okay.
Nothing's working for me. It just went to my Discord.
Yeah, you have to be in the right place. Hold on. I think I can pull it up on stream. Just
let me just check it in the congressional records.
I got it.
Oh, sweet.
What the okay, hold on. Jesus. All right, we'll pull that up in just a second. But yeah, thank you. Let me grab a couple more of these chats that came in, and then we'll get back to that. Let's go. Brandon says, Nick, just hand me the keys. You're done. Wait, what?
No, that was a reference to back when you had your when you were a little when you got a little tore up, and you were going on your rant about the jury analyst. And I was like, Nick, give me your keys, man. You're done. You're like, no, I just started.
Oh, shit. Is it bad that I don't quite remember that? Oh, the jury analysis. Oh, yeah, I do remember.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Some of us remembered a little better than others. So,
well, nothing happened. Nothing happened at all. With that, I am going to drink. Are you drinking tonight, Sean?
A little bit.
Figbat, you drinking tonight?
Yes.
What do you got there, buddy?
I've got, to be fair, I've come in kind of full stereotypical form. I've got Cavassier cognac today.
Nice.
It's pretty much a birthday present. When you're black, most of your presents when you're over your 30s is just alcohol and more alcohol to speed you up. Is it
some VSOP?
Yeah, VS. So I got
very
VS,
special old pale.
Very special old man liquor. Like it comes. The best thing about Cavassier is you can tell it's one of them like walk around in the club ones. You know, when you've got the perfect handle, perfect for a hand, just to walk around and sip and taunt ladies with and never give them the alcohol, but always get them back in your car. Yep.
No, sorry, this bottle is glued to my hand, man. You'll have to come into the Uber with me to have some.
You can sip it, but at home.
Mid-tier man says, I've been following you since Vic had a different handle then. You and many of your buddies on YouTube have inspired me to be a content creator. My biggest inspiration is actually Camelot. Won't quit my day job anytime soon. Lots of work for me. Hey, go get it, brother. And yeah, when people are starting out on YouTube, I strongly recommend them to never quit their day job.
Yes.
Because you never know how things are going to work out, or even if they do, how long it will take. So
good luck.
Get started on that. Yeah. Have fun. Enjoy what you do. And yes, do that. Okay, Fire PA 498 says, speaking of things that don't exist in the Constitution, here we go. Let's see what this says. Oh, fuck. This is from Speaker Pelosi.
Oh, God. I talked about that last night.
Is this related to Trump?
Yes.
The grand jury has acted upon the facts and the law. Well, no one is above the law, and everyone has the right to a trial to prove innocence. Hopefully, the former president will peacefully respect the system, which grants him that right.
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of problems with that statement.
Yeah. You are presumed innocent, you dumb bitch. And grand juries don't act on facts and law. Grand juries act on presented evidence that may or may not be admissible at trial.
Yes.
And it's a selected evidence.
Yes, it's a curated story.
Yes, very, very curated. My one of my in-laws was asking me. He was like, "Wait, did you hear?" Oh, go ahead.
The other part, and this is the part I got really pissed off about last night. Your rights. Can you go back to it? It's the last part there. You know, the system grants you rights. The system does not grant you anything except a gnarled cock it tries to put up your ass. It takes. It's like a fucking crackhead. I need more money. I need this. I need that. It doesn't give you anything. They're your rights. It takes from you. It never gets any better.
No, it never does.
I said it. That's the summary of it. That's the cliff notes because I'm gonna do this real quick.
Yeah.
Remind me never to live in America. Like, Hollywood has lied to me. It makes it look like it's really like amazing, and the Michael Bay movies make it look like cars explode all the time. So, like, does that not really happen?
No, America's actually, it's, you know, for as shitty as it is, it's still one of the best places on earth to be. Because I can still say, like, fuck the police coming straight from the underground or whatever.
I can still say the word nigger on Twitter and the cops don't come knock on my door.
Right. Like if I train my pug to Sig Heil, I won't get arrested for it and fine.
That sucks.
It's fucking crazy though. Like the places where it does start to deteriorate, it's shocking how fast it will go. Yes. Like again, going back to this fucking, we'll talk Trump in a minute, but going back to this Douglas Mackey shit. Douglas, is that his name?
Yeah.
It's, I mean, the idea that you can go online and make jokes, even if they're convincing jokes or whatever, the joke is never, it was a great part of that brief that The Onion wrote. The satirist is never required to disclose the satire. The parodist is never required to inform people of parody because that destroys what it is. This guy making the joke, how do you prove his actual intent to cause election interference? Like, how do you override his First Amendment right to tell a joke online and say, well, no, actually what he was trying to do was keep people from the voting booths, which you can actually tell people not to vote. You can do that. You could go around to every person you've ever met and say, don't go vote. Please, for the love of Christ, don't go vote. You can say that all day. You can tell them crazy lies about voting. You can say, wow, if you go vote, the school will burn down or whatever. Like, you can say these things. I don't recommend doing any of these things, especially in light of what happened here. But theoretically, this should be an easy victory on appeal.
Yes.
Should be. When you get a competent but I mean, fun to be that guy rotting in prison while that appeal goes through. You know, it takes 2 years for him to sit there.
Rip. Ouch.
It's unreal. It's unreal.
Well,
Here. Oh, go ahead.
You know, I remember like I was, you know, back when the Patriot Act was going through, and they're like, oh, you know, we're not going to do anything wrong with this, and it's like, I wish I could go back to me at 16 and be like, bro, I'm not really sure about this now. Let me tell you.
Yeah. No, when I think back on the Patriot Act passing, I was like, yeah, because we were all caught up. We got to stop the terrorists. You got to stop the terrorists. And then you'd see a couple lone voices out there being like, you know what? I don't know about this. And you'd be like,
Uncle Ron had it right.
You crazy libertarian idiot. You're an anarchist or whatever. The U.S. would never abuse its power. Oh, how fucking dumb. How fucking dumb.
Shit. Now I'm worried because I feel time travel might actually exist. And there are people that we just think are really crazy now, and we've sectioned them and just put them in the loony bin. And it turns out they just come back and they're like, you need to make sure that this doesn't happen on this day and it's in the future. And you're just looking at them really funny. And you know, when you got that awkward face when you've already called the police and they're all on their way and you're like, yes. And you need to stop this. You need to stop the January 6th riot. Yep, the January 6th riot. What day is it? It's 1999. Okay, yep, that's fine. Then they get carried away. Maybe they came from the future. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Here, we'll take a look at this. We'll finish this up. In 2016, Mackey established an audience on Twitter with approximately 58,000 followers. A February 2016 analysis, by the MIT Media Lab ranked Mackey as the 107th most important influencer of then up and coming presidential election. I cannot possibly believe that is true, for one, but for two, who cares? As proven at trial, between September 2016 and November 2016, Mackey conspired with other influential Twitter users and with members of private online groups to use social media platforms, including Twitter, to disseminate fraudulent messages that encourage supporters of presidential candidate Hillary Clinton to vote via text message or social media, which in reality was legally invalid. No fucking kidding. No one can vote by text message or social media. It's legally invalid, and the person who thought that it was fine was legally retarded. For example, on November 1st, 2016, in or around the same time that Mackey was sending tweets suggesting the importance of limiting black turnout.
You what?
The defendant tweeted an image depicting an African-American woman standing in front of an African Americans for Hillary sign. The ad stated, avoid the line, vote from home, text Hillary to 59925, and vote for Hillary and be part of history. The fine print at the bottom of the deceptive image stated, must be 18 or older to vote, 1 vote per person, must be a legal citizen of the United States, voting by text not available in Guam, Puerto Rico, Alaska, or Hawaii, paid for by Hillary for President 2016. The tweet included the typed hashtag I'm with her, a slogan frequently used by Hillary Clinton. On or about and before Election Day 2016, at least 4,900 unique telephone numbers texted Hillary or some derivative to the text number, which had been used in multiple deceptive campaign images tweeted by Mackey and his co-conspirators. Do we know that any of those 4,900 people didn't vote? Do we know? No, we don't. We have no fucking idea. No fucking idea. People could have done it for the joke. I know you can't vote by text. Let's see what happens when I text Hillary and see what happens. Several hours after tweeting the first image, Mackey tweeted an image depicting a woman seated at a conference room typing a message on her cell phone. This deceptive image was written in Spanish and mimicked a font used by the Clinton campaign in authentic ads. The image also included a copy of the Clinton campaign's logo and the I'm with her hashtag. The government's case is being handled by the office's public integrity section. Assistant United States Attorneys Eric D. Paulson and F. Turner Buford of the office's public integrity section and trial attorney William J. Galata of the Department of Justice public integrity section are in charge of the prosecution with the assistance of paralegal specialist Shivani Parshad. They should all be fucking ashamed.
So they got the piss department in.
Yeah. Yeah. The public
the unique
section.
Yeah, the unique water sports division, like, come in and handle this. Okay, just checking.
It's unreal. It's unreal. And again, everybody involved in this should be fucking ashamed of what they've done. The right to tell a joke is sacred. That is sacred. The right to vote is not. The right to tell a joke is. The right to criticize your government is. The right to try and prevent people from voting for someone, as long as you don't do it through literal fraud, duress, beatings, threats, things like that. The right to tell a joke, the right to try and confuse people. The media does it all day. I mean, the media spends all day trying to convince you to not vote for one party or the other because they don't like them. And they'll intentionally skew information in ways to make you want to not vote for them. That's what the media has been doing for decades. We don't want them jailed. We might want people to realize what the fuck they're up to, but we don't want them jailed by the government. Let's go. Brandon says, Sean, this is America. When was the last time you shotgunned a beer?
It's been a little while. It's going to be hard to shotgun these.
Yeah, you can't really shotgun a bottle safely.
No. If I still have more White Claws, I'd try that again, but those are rough.
Did you try to shotgun a White Claw?
Yeah, probably 2-3 months ago. There's so much carbonation though.
Yeah.
Oh God, about to throw up.
Horrible.
Yeah, it was worth it though. It got clicks.
All right. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, that is what matters.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send. Where the fuck? here we go. I saw Legal Vices in the chat. I just dropped him a link if he wants to join in. But yeah, no, I haven't drank heavy on stream in a while, so I'm thinking tonight I might toast a little bit.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm in for that.
But okay, so let's go. Let's talk Trump. Trump is indicted. Do we have a copy of the indictment?
No, it's still sealed.
What I heard is 30 counts of business fraud.
Yeah.
Which is that related to the Stormy Daniels shit? Or
well, I'm assuming. Yeah, that's how many times he did it. Yeah, in it. Yeah, each time he nutted on her face.
She got the receipts. No.
Yeah. Oh God, can you imagine? Oh God, here it comes. It's gonna be great, wonderful. I've done this a bunch. I've done this more than anybody you've ever known. Here it comes.
I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come.
Well, I'm gonna come,
Donald. I'm gonna come.
And every time he does, there's a cash register. Ka-ching!
Yeah. We don't know yet because they had all his business records. They have his tax filings. I'm assuming they found like every time, like, oh, it says $38,000, and here it says $38,000.02. Like, haha, that's fraud. I can only imagine the amount of bullshit that's there. So we won't know till we actually see it.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's all bullshit, but we won't know the true scope of how bad it is.
I mean, if you watch someone for 24 straight hours, every single minute of every single day, you'd find them doing something that would be unconstitutional in your mind.
Yeah, but the reality of this, though, is it's not going to go anywhere. It's probably going to fall apart. This is just to get him into a court so they could say, oh, my God, the bombshell's closed in. And then they get Trump in a jumpsuit, or they at least get him in the booking photo, and then they can all masturbate about it on Twitter. I hope Trump does it with the biggest shit-eating grin and sells fucking shirts like that. Because even though I think he fucked up as president, like pretty much everything he did, that would be so fucking funny to turn it around. And, even if he, the worst case scenario, he goes to prison, Eugene Debs ran from prison and scared the establishment pretty good in 1920.
Hey, hold up. Did you just say ran from prison?
Yes, Eugene Debs. He ran on the Socialist Party ticket, got 1 million votes from prison in 1920.
Oof.
Damn, talk about phone check. Okay, no worries, you can go.
That scared the shit. That scared the shit out of the U.S. government and the parties.
So Jim Satala from Locals says they charged him with 34 counts because he made 34 payments to Cohen that they are claiming had something to do with the hush money payments. Because this is allegedly the problem. Trump didn't actually in one shot reimburse Cohen $130,000. He didn't do it. He paid
a little
Cohen
here, a little there, maybe.
He paid Cohen much more than $130,000 for total legal services. So what they're going to have to do is show, presumably try to show that in that amount of money that Trump paid was this extra $130,000 that was paid, because Cohen had always said that he paid it and Trump never compensated him for it.
And that's a problem because I think Cohen ended up testifying in front of the grand jury, which, a guy who is an attorney who snitched on his client and then got in trouble for lying and then went to prison, and
who's perjured himself on this issue.
Yes.
And I believe he had a plea deal, which means that he got some sort of presumably some sort of favorable deal for his perjury.
Well, he got a favor. Well, they cut a deal with him, but then they realized he didn't have anything, so they sent him up the river. That's why he ended up going away.
Oh shit!
Like he's like, oh, I could help, and they sent him off. That's why he went away and did some time. He didn't do a ton, but
no, he didn't do a lot.
He outlived his usefulness.
3 or 4 years or something, right?
No, he only did like 2 years, I think.
Oh God, what's he even crying about? His ass didn't even have time to get sore.
Yeah.
No, it's a crazy fucking thing.
The panel's talking about TDS. Okay, yes, I love the Emperor of Mankind. He sucked when he was running the presidency. Okay, let's be real. Like, let's be honest. It wasn't too good.
Wait, the presidency, Trump's presidency?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was fine.
Unless Trump needs like
he made
thousands
a
of
lot of
psychos to die every day.
He made shitty personnel picks over and over and over again.
Yes, he did. He
And that
had the
fucking
wrong
hamstrung him.
advisors.
Yeah.
And I've talked about this. His stuff around COVID. The one credit I will give Trump is he didn't do any federal mandates, but he came damn fucking close.
But he still thinks that was like, he's so fucking stubborn. He's like, I still think it was great. It's like, just take the fucking L, dude.
Yeah. I mean, in general, I like the stock market. I like the job market. I like the housing market. Under Trump, I like the gas prices. I like the low inflation. All that shit was great, but he did make some. He made some pretty big blunders, and that's gonna come. I mean, I think that's actually a price. The unspoken price of populism is you get ideas that sound great for the people, and you don't realize that they're not until it's too fucking late. But no, I mean. On balance, though, I'll take Trump over Biden a million times.
Oh, 100%. But you're like, oh, those are the only people to take the job. You're telling me all those deep state cocksuckers like Bill Barr, Milley, fucking H.R. McBilderberger, all those are the only people they could find. No, those are the people that were put in front of him by Jared and Ivanka and all the other people out there pushing those guys. There were people who could have done things for Trump, like Flynn, who got fucked and set up. So let's not act like, oh, those are the best people. Those were horrible fucking picks. General Milley, I'm going to call fucking China. Yeah, great. Yeah, fuck that cocksucker.
Yeah, what about his
like, yes, Mad Dog Mattis, and he's like, you know what the army needs is, because I'm a mad dog, we need troons in the military. Troons everywhere. Saint Antioch Marine hand grenade man. And
don't forget his entire military cabinet basically telling everyone behind his back that Trump didn't have control and lying to him about the troop withdrawal.
Troop withdrawals in Syria, yes. So like let's be real, guys. He also didn't pardon Assange. He could have done that and he didn't.
Should have. And
why? Because all of his advisors told him not to. So Trump would be good if Trump actually goes with the people he wants to put there, he'd be fine, but he didn't do a good job with that. He also didn't pardon all the January 6 people. He fucking hung them all out to dry.
He did do that. That's a sore spot for a lot of people. A lot of people are sore about January 6th. Yeah. Trump faces more than 30 counts related to business fraud in the indictment. CNN has reported it remains under seal. Former president is expected to be arraigned in Manhattan criminal court next Tuesday, but the timing of the appearance remains fluid. Props to DeSantis, by the way, for refusing to extradite him.
Because that's all theater, though.
We know what they want, right? They want the image of Trump being put into a squad car in handcuffs.
Yeah.
And DeSantis refusing to allow Florida to participate in that, I think, is a good move.
Also, people are worried about, like, how do you pardon people before anybody got charged? I can give you a pardon for things you haven't been charged with. I can give you a pardon. I could say, like, from here until December 31st, any crime you go commit federally, you're pardoned for. Like, I can literally give you a free ticket to do whatever you want. I can pardon you for shit you haven't thought of.
The presidential pardon power is it's exceptionally broad. It even extends to, and they got mad at Trump for something akin to this. He can tell a U.S. attorney's office to cease investigating. He can order them to cease investigating a person, a crime, a criminal act, or whatever. And they tried to use that against him with what I think it was Flynn.
Mike Corleone saying, no, you can't. Tell me where it says you fucking can't do that in the Constitution. That's the fucking rule book. That's the instruction manual. The president has the power to pardon.
And it's plenary. It's plenary. Yes. No one can undo it.
Yes.
Like Congress and the Supreme Court don't get to review a pardon. They don't exist. The only person the president cannot pardon is himself from an impeachment.
Yes.
He can pardon himself, likely. That hasn't been resolved.
There's no result. It's been resolved. It doesn't say you can't do it.
Yeah, it's a plenary authority. He can pardon his child for treason. He can pardon his wife for treason. The only thing, again,
Mike Corleone saying shoot this guy, you get a pardon. Yes. And that's how presidential findings of fact work. Like, you can get all kinds of get out of jail free cards from the government.
You can pardon Charles
You're in
Lee,
present danger is like, have you seen that movie, Nick?
not
Harrison
for
Ford?
a long time.
You know how the guy's like, I've got my get out of jail free card. Do you? Yes. If you get you can get all kinds of power to do all kinds of shit. And people are like, oh, he didn't know who the people were. It's like, yeah, and you know, the draft dodgers got pardoned. We didn't know who they were.
He could just blanket pardon everybody who is involved at January 6th.
He could issue a pardon for every person in the country right now, saying everybody in this country is pardoned.
The presidential power of the pardon is that strong, and then the solution to that is to immediately impeach the president. But the pardon stands.
Yeah.
Because the pardon it's a plenary authority of the president. It is unquestioned in Article 2. There is no check on it in Article 1 or Article 3. It's, that's it.
Not as a former president, he can't do it. But if he was president right now, he could literally say, I pardon everybody in this country for any crime they may have committed in the past 90 days. Bam.
That's not fair. So you're telling me that we have James Bond as fiction, but you technically could have James Bond as facts. You've got a license to kill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
It's
because we'll kill you if we find oil in your land.
And the reason presidents don't do that is because if it came out that a president gave someone a license to just murder whoever they wanted for 25 hours or 2 weeks or whatever it is, they'd be impeached. They'd be impeached immediately. Well, probably. the idea would be it would have to be a remarkably popular exercise of the pardon power from both the populist side and from the legislature. The legislature would have to be on board with the president doing that. And they're probably not going to be under most of those things. And if Trump had pardoned everyone in January 6th, and won or something, theoretically he would probably be impeached.
They're going to impeach him anyway.
Right. They did. They had already I think they had already voted to impeach him at that time.
Yeah.
Because he got his impeachment trial occurred after he was out of office, which was great. But yeah. If that was the case, can a president pardon every illegal immigrant crossing the border? Yes, of course they can. Obama basically did. He issued 2 million green cards just because. Yes. And that was a very controversial decision of Obama, and it was 100% within the purview of the president under both the pardon power and the sole organ of the sole organ doctrine, where he's the sole organ of foreign relations. He can just determine that it's a good foreign relation to allow a bunch of illegal immigrants to stay. Presidents have remarkable power that is often unexercised. Like it is crazy. The best way to describe an American president is they are king who gets elected or unelected every 4 years. They don't often act like it. They really don't. But when they do, we're always surprised by just how far they can fucking go. It's crazy.
Imagine being green card number 2,000,001. Like your entire family have just gone over, and then you're left, and they just shut the border right in front of you. Ugh, grim. He's only 2 years old. What's he gonna do? He's gonna have to survive on his own, boy.
But it's a weird thing, and we don't want presidents to flex their authority. When they do, it's pretty good stuff. It's always interesting. One of the things I wanted the most was when the Hawaii District Court shut down Trump's immigration ban, which was a completely valid exercise of presidential authority in every aspect. In fact, using the words not only from the Constitution, but from Congress's authorization of the president to do exactly what Trump did. And the district attorney or the district judge in Hawaii shut it down. I wanted Trump to furlough the FAA workers in Hawaii. Could you imagine? No planes into or out of Hawaii on presidential order. And what would the remedy be? First, they're federal employees under the executive department, so he could certainly do that. Their remedy would be to sue, and I guess go to the Supreme Court and have the Supreme Court intervene and say you have to hire replacements. I guess would be, and we'll get right on that. Like, how do you enforce it?
Well, that's the other thing. They wouldn't be able to force it, but yes, blockading the Hawaiian Islands would be.
Let's see how long your district judge likes his decision.
Yes.
God, it'd be so fucking funny. And I wanted that to happen just because I wanted to see how that would play out. I wanted the power struggle between the president and the judiciary, because I think we need to resolve some of these fucking questions. We've had the country a long time, and there's a whole lot of stuff that we really don't know. So that would have been great. Let's see. Charlie D'Angelo, I really enjoy your shows and hope my deepfake clips aren't too creepy. Okay, I'm off to the strip club. They have a new one-legged dancer. I wonder if it will be half off tonight. Big hugs, buddy.
Sounds like my kind of night. Is there like a discount or anything like that as she's balancing, as she's trying to grind?
Look, if they got one leg, you just get to come at them sideways. It's all good.
I see.
Gregory
I can't
says,
run away from that sale.
speaking of time travel, any of you ever looked into the Trump time travel stories in the Library of Congress? Lock.gov?
Yes.
Oh, LOC.gov.
There's
Baron Trump's
Trump
marvelous underground journey, 1893 and 1900, or the last president. No, I've never. I'm not familiar with this at all.
Yeah, there's a like Baron Trump is a time traveler. It's hilarious, actually.
What's up, Vices?
What's up, peeps? How are
How you
y'all
doing?
doing?
Like your new setup, Jeff.
Hello.
Oh my
Yeah,
God! Did you move?
Oh, yeah, I moved into a smaller room. I have
Oh.
the new whiskey cabinet arriving on Monday, so
Okay.
just moved into a smaller room here.
See, I was
Nice.
because I know you were trying to I think you're trying to downsize homes or something you'd
Yeah.
mentioned. So I was
Little bit
hoping
of
that you
that.
got that accomplished.
Well, no, the real estate agent is saying, well, if your house would sell better if you dropped it by 50 to 100,000, and I'm thinking, yeah, but did you hear what you just said?
Yeah.
I can wait.
I'm not struggling here. It'll be good. Holy shit. Well, welcome to the show, man. How you
Thanks.
doing?
Good. I was just kind of hanging, doing a little house cleaning, and
Well, I'm
Just
glad I
listening and
interrupted
having
that
fun.
because cleaning
Yeah.
house is bullshit.
yeah. Well, I have company coming over in a bit, so have to clean up after the cleaning lady comes, because I got to figure out where she put all the shit.
Rusty Anus from Locals says Stick suggested as an alternative to civil war, encouraging mass labor strikes as bank runs as a means to apply political pressure against the left. Thoughts from you and Sean? I mean, mass labor strikes and bank runs. I don't know how that particularly affects the left. It affects
They kind of like
everybody.
that. Well, the left likes labor strikes anyway, so
Yeah. You do mass labor strikes and bank runs, and that's a fucking hot ticket to universal basic income if I've ever heard of one.
if you
Bail out
do
the
it,
people.
well, if you do a general strike, the government's going to put that down. So that is one way to accelerate things. Kind of like what happened with the truckers.
Is there any way to accelerate the acceleration? That's what I want to know.
I don't like you accelerationists, especially ones that aren't here.
Ooh, I know one.
Let's just get it all over with and start building civilization as soon as possible.
I like things in the internet. You know what I don't like? So we've had this beautiful spot of weather where it's been just above freezing for a while, and all the snow has melted, and it's been amazing. And then what do we get tonight? A fucking blizzard. We have a blizzard going on right now where I live
Nice.
to bring in April. Thank you. Fucking,
Is it like a locking blizzard, or are you like snowed in, or?
I don't know how much we're gonna get as far as like actual snow buildup, but it's like just on the verge of warm, so it gets melty and then refreezes immediately, and so it's icy, and oh god, it sucks. It's like some of the worst driving weather. It was sleet, but it was accumulating, so it's like fuck.
Oh man! Today here in Korea, the cherry blossoms are out in full bloom, and today is the first day. Right now, I have every window in my house open, and it feels great.
I hope
so
a
happy.
sniper can see into your window right now. God, I hate you so fucking much.
Well, let's give him a show. Hey, sniper, what's up? Snipe this.
Oh
Right
my
as you
God.
finish, she takes the shot, so you just go out at the happiest point of your life. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what's shitty? I bet if you got sniped live, I'd get banned for violence. That's bullshit.
Yeah, you'd get banned. I'd get arrested. Like it's all that. I mean, international crime. Like Be amazing. It would make an amazing story. Guy masturbates on air. Guy gets banned. Guy gets arrested. What are we gonna happen? What's gonna happen to potentially criminal?
Oh, everything's gonna happen to him.
Well, he's going to be charged with masterminding it.
Silently plotting, just waiting for it all to happen. Takes a sip. Yes.
Figbat, do you
That's okay. He knows how to blast the tracks so the trains can't get to him.
Figbat, I don't know if you realize how your avatar is showing up on stream, but we got a screen cap from what the users are saying.
So accurate. Oh, good Lord. Oh, sweet Christ. I wasn't prepared for that.
No one ever is. No
I
one
thought
ever
it'd be
is.
uglier, but they got it right.
Would you do you?
I'd have to move one of them eyes and just like make sure it's correct.
That looks like Ariel fucked a Cro-Magnon man.
Yeah, like I mean, like that. I think that breaking and entering has to be a rear entry job. Like I don't think I'm going in through the front door. Like,
yeah, it's the evolution of humankind. She has an extra chromosome.
Don't get me started. I've only just finished the television show Chromosome 21, which is an interesting television show, I must say.
You guys need to stop. I'm literally being sued for calling someone a retard.
See, the show doesn't do it, but actors in the show do say it about the person. So it's even got a how can I say this? An added C scene. If you get what I'm saying, you know.
An added scene?
Yeah. So two people also suffering with Down syndrome. They actually have a romantic scene between the two of them. None of us saw that coming when we was in our group party watching it, but so
no.
Oh.
Yep, it's definitely recommended viewing.
I have. Oh God, I'm not drunk
the
enough.
Scene is
I'm not drunk
recommended
enough
viewing
yet.
or the series?
So, like, how does that work with the extra chromosome? Does it like you get an extra one on top of it? Like,
there's lots of things that are covered in this show, and like to the point of a
there's
parent
like
wants
negative
to
numbers that
sterilize
cancel
a
each other
child.
out.
You know what the best part is? You
I
know
don't
who I
know.
know? You know who I know can't explain what happens with the extra chromosome? The retard who has the extra chromosome.
Oh,
Shit.
I'm so happy I joined this stream.
Yeah, somebody said it's like collect all the chromosomes. It's like Pokemon. You got to catch them all.
if they were gonna come after you, I didn't think that hard R would be the one they'd be coming for. To be fair,
I think.
Remember that one episode where Corky burnt the restaurant down?
I think Stormy Daniels was catching chromosomes.
Oh no! All over her face.
Nice mix of them.
well, I like
Sejong,
to wait until 34 because Rule 34.
Rule 34 of Trump and Stormy Daniels.
Absolutely,
Well,
they had to
there's-
wait till
Coincides
34.
with the 34 charges against him.
There's probably just an actual tape of it. Like, you think Trump didn't videotape that shit?
I mean, my policy is to get her to videotape it. It just works better that way. It's like, you've got the consent now. You don't have to worry about me leaking it because I know you will leak it.
Yeah.
You'll tell all your friends and you can't blame me because the only way that video could have got out is because you leaked it.
Sejong the Great says, how long is it going to take before the harmed can file legal malpractice suits on these people? Shaman Chan especially. He should have prosecutorial misconduct cases for those people on Brady alone. The Brady stuff, maybe, but everything else, I mean...
You want the real answer? Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. We saw...
we saw
okay,
let me put it this way. Nothing's going to happen inside of a courtroom.
Right. Nothing's inside of a courtroom.
Use that. You consider that statement as you will.
You got to look at the Enrique Tarrio and the other Proud Boys case. I mean, they have shown remarkable misconduct from the government.
Yes.
That should immediately, they should be immediate dismissals of all charges for what they've done. You've got Brady issues. You've got evidence tampering, evidence destruction shown in court. And you have an FBI informant on the fucking defense witness list.
Snitch.
Just completely like participating in defense confidential conversations and stuff like that. And the FBI says, oh, we totally didn't get any information from no, actually, that's not what they said. We did not ask them for any information is what they said. It's unreal. That again grounds
the Babylon. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Did you see the Babylon Bee article about the Buffalo guy?
Yes, I saw that. It was hilarious.
Beautiful. The headline is Buffalo guy tagged and released back into the wild. It's a great article.
Yes, but it's revealing the fact that you don't get released early from the feds. You do all your time, but now they're 14 months early. Like, well, I guess you caught us, and I'm sure a lot of those people are going to get released now, knowing that there's exculpatory evidence that was withheld, and they're just going to say, "Oh well, we got the convictions. You sat in jail for a year and a half." They're happy with that.
Release them before they file appeals and move for anything, because they'll want to just get out. Like that. When you've been in jail as long as they have, you just want to be out and done, and you don't want to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you're not going to get compensation for prosecutorial misconduct. Like, you're not going to win that case. That's the shitty part of that, is just because they did it doesn't mean you're going to win it. And just because they're openly doing it in the Proud Boys case and prevailing currently doesn't mean that you're going to be able to prove it in your case.
You won't inside a courtroom, but there's always, there's a world outside every courtroom door where, the feds can't protect them anymore.
Retired Geek says
just a little bit of mashup of Life is a Highway. I'm just saying.
Imagine some brutal murderer approaching him in prison one day. So, what are you in for? Oh, Massey or Mackie? Yeah. I memed Hillary Clinton out of office.
Oh, they're gonna think that those guys in prison would think that's hilarious.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That's pretty funny, brother. Now suck my dick.
as the Irish Spring just conveniently just falls to the ground in the showers.
Let's see. Legal Layman says, "Good evening, Rackets. Interview with Gosney reached 100+ views today. I'm so damn happy. Please share the link to YouTube." Here, okay, I'll copy the link address and send it here. He says also, toast to my week. It was a rough one with significant personal failings, but the rough ones make us who we are. Okay, I got you.
I say that about my Tinder dates.
It's the rough ones that make us who we are.
Dude, it's like playing Monster Hunter or Pokemon. You don't know what you're gonna get when you walk into them bushes, but you gotta deal with it and add it to your collection sometimes.
See, I don't think I could do Tinder. The first time I showed up and there was a fat chick there, I would be like, you know what? I'm out. I'm deleting this app, and you should delete yourself. Like, stop it. Stop. Get rid of all of those people attached to you. I couldn't do it. I could not.
Well, you have to compete with the fact that everyone's using AI pictures now. So everyone's the best looking version that they'll ever be of themselves, and they all just look the same.
Yeah, it's fucking struggling when it comes to me then.
Did you guys hear about Based France and what the French government has done for the Thought Patrol? I'm taking it. That's a no.
You have my interest.
France is making it illegal to use filters on your social media posts without disclosing it, and also illegal to advocate for cosmetic surgery on social media.
Oh,
Sweet.
So please don't
truth
get me
in advertising, right? Truth in advertising.
A French politician got catfished like fuck on Tinder. You know that's what happened.
Yes. Patrio de thoughts.
Oh, that's gonna make me pull out the soundboard. That one is. That's a definitely Price is Wrong answer. That.
Could you you have to disclose if you've got a filter or you're a criminal? Oh my god.
Do you reckon there's like Tinder dates and it's like a sting operation? I gotcha. Put her in cuffs. She's going downtown.
Put her in handcuffs, and we won't even be doing the fun stuff tonight. We will do that with someone without filters who's not a liar. Oh, holy shit. Bonnie B says, I did not read your chat. I'm not seeing it yet. Oh, there it is. Bonnie, I'll read it, but here's the reason why. I do $20 plus chats first, and then I do the other chat. So that's why I hadn't gotten to yours yet, but I'll read it right now. It says, "Hey Nick, do Sean impression right now." He's lowered his camera. It doesn't work the same, but hey guys, we're gonna be out here right now talking about how we can bring firearms into churches, into schools, and everywhere we go. Do it legally, do it properly, or well, we'll make it lawful, if you know what I mean. If they can't catch you if they're not breathing. That's what I'm saying. There you go. There's my Sean impression.
I've never said that on stream before, but that is a statement I learned as a kid. They can't catch you if they're not breathing.
Oh shit.
It's actually probably been about 15 years I've heard someone say that, and that was from somebody who said if it came down to him in the woods and him and a game warden, the game warden ain't walking out. So
Blue Varo says, "So what are you in for? Using a filter on Tinder?"
He's like, let's just say I'm a content creator and it was a Tinder experiment and I got arrested in France.
I wonder if any of those politicians have used dick extending AIs on Grindr.
Absolutely.
They are French, so probably all of them. Holy shit. CLS 2022 says Reagan fired air traffic controllers for going on strike. Yes, he did. Base move.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's how. Well, that's one of the it benefited me very well.
It's one of the.
And then we had all the
things.
plane crashes after that. Was the funny part.
You know, you can ask air traffic controllers; they'll tell you like, what happens if all the computers go down? And they're like, it's a big sky. The planes are really small. It'll all work out.
Yeah.
Truly, the odds of two planes colliding are astronomically low when you think about it, and it still happens.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, that's. I mean, it's the same with ships on the ocean, which is what I deal with. I have this great big thick book in my office. It's about 850 pages. It's called "Collisions at Sea: How." It's a great book that just talks about these ships in the middle of the fucking ocean.
It's even worse on the ocean because you're supposed to have lookouts, and the boats aren't going that fast like an airplane. Like they're only going.
Yeah. Oh no, you talk to the crew members, and every single crew member from both ships were staring intently out the window. And then you get the ship's black boxes, and they're all like having a party on the bridge and not paying attention. You hear snoring sounds. It's pretty awesome.
Are we talking about bringing women to international waters to party? Is that what's happening there? Or is this just regular nautical movements?
In the U.S.,
I mean, sailors whoring it up? No way.
The motion of the ocean.
In the U.S., the NFL players just bring them onto lakes. They think it's international waters because they always had a cheerleader doing their homework or something.
International waters and navigable waterways are different.
Lately, I don't know why, but a bunch of when I'm flipping through like TikTok or Instagram or whatever, lately I'm getting a bunch of reels about not of guys on yachts with chicks, but about the phenomenon of guys on yachts with chicks. And the other day I got one, it was a guy explaining it. And he's like, okay, you have to understand, like, here's what you can do. He's like, you just rent a yacht. Wherever you're going to go, you just rent a yacht and you post, you take your Tinder profile and set your VPN to wherever you're going. And then you throw up a Tinder profile that says, friends are in town from this time to this time, have a yacht. Are you interested? And he said, and watch the chicks roll in. Just watch them roll in. He's like, just get a yacht. That's all you need to do. Just rent a yacht and you'll be swimming in women. And it was like, yeah, I guess you always see like the women on the yacht stories. I don't like boats personally. My wife hates boats. We both get sick on boats. So that'd be terrible.
Swimming in women. So if I get in a yacht, like the ocean would just be turned into women and I'll just sail through them.
Pretty much. Yeah. That works.
Sounds interesting.
An iceberg made out of pussy. That'd be great.
Yeah, it's when they turn the motor on. That's when it starts getting all red.
We call that motorboating.
No, but there was a news story the other day that I went over on stream. I think I just tweeted about it. There were two NFL players, young guys. It's off season, and the story was they have women in bikinis on boats. I'm like, they were in bikinis still? Like, man, they must have caught them at the beginning of the trip. What are you doing wrong?
Yeah, they actually hadn't gotten to the coke yet.
It's young guys, super in shape, with a shitload of money on a boat with women. Like, and they're like, what are they thinking? I'm like, well, I got some ideas. I know what I'd be thinking. Oh my God, what a disaster. This fucking like weird outrage over men having sex with women that's been going on lately is the most baffling shit on the planet.
It just gives you the vapors, doesn't it?
It's like, what?
Your parents did it, guys. Ew.
They're just trying to go out there and have sex with young women. Well, yeah.
Get that bag, yo.
Like, what else should they be doing? Well, they should be working on their football skills and pursuing graduate degrees. No.
Yeah, their degrees in phys ed.
Oh my God. AA Ron says, what? Lake Minnetonka isn't international waters? No, shockingly, it's not. No, you locals, you're wrong for this. You're wrong. I hate this, but I'm going to put it on stream anyway. Oh, how dare you?
Oh, Lord.
Oh
No.
Locals, no. Bad locals.
I'm weirdly conflicted by that.
Give it time before you know it, she'll be there.
Warm me up, mama.
Well, when all the media attention disappears and she stops being popular and suddenly, I've got an OnlyFans, and it's how dare you, but in a sexier way. How?
Well, if there's a sniper, now's the time, buddy.
That's the Rachel Dolezal treatment, right? She was the media darling for a while, and then all of a sudden, bam, OnlyFans.
Yeah.
It's like, no, why would anyone want that? Nobody asked for this.
If there was literally someone who doesn't need one, it's her. Oh, that was awesome. That was awful.
Yeah.
Wait for the
did you
Greta-
look at the
Greta Keppel's
Dolezal
collab.
OnlyFans?
Yeah, did you?
I
I
did.
looked at the picture. I looked at the
Well, it got
picture,
leaked, so you could see it. Yeah.
Yeah. God,
I mean,
horrid.
it's not the worst thing ever.
Let's see. Here we go. Sejong the Great sent stop reading YouTube chats before Rumbles. I read them as I see them. That's the issue. Here we go. Speaking of, we need to get off of YouTube and go over to Rumble where we can talk a little bit more comfortably. Let me slip into something a little more hydrated. Charlie D'Angelo, welcome to Paralegal. Brian Manuel, Nick. So Joe called me last night on his love stream, and I gave my take on it and told him to look out for what those things mean. Can you review? It starts 1 minute or 1 hour 53 minutes into his video. Frustrated. Wait. Okay.
What?
Let me see. I
Talking
don't.
to Joe got you frustrated. Sounds like you need to relieve that frustration, brother.
Yeah.
Snipers,
There are ways.
Like, yeah, is it where you guys just think you need to go to that beach Joe was at?
Oh no. Okay, so his
Invested in
show
Mankini.
last night. Let's see. Live. What? Oh wait. Try again. Live. Trump indicted. What does that mean? The funniest thing. Is this it? Funniest thing from the Paltrow case? Is that his love stream?
No. Oh, did you see the verdict for him? The Paltrow case?
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
The verdict for who?
The Gwyneth Paltrow case. The
Paltrow.
dude got BTFO'd so bad.
Oh, so it's over?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What happened?
He
She
got
gets $1.
Yeah, she won. He was found 100% responsible, and they gave her $1. But that was the best part, though, when they determined the comparative fault. And they're like, "Well, who was at fault? And what determined his comparative fault? 100%."
Holy shit!
They didn't believe a damn word he said.
I love that trial. That was so good.
What had actually happened in that trial? Like, I saw some clips, and it definitely didn't look like anything that would air on here, other than people just laughing and rolling around in circles, because it didn't look competent what they were talking about. I think it was the defense attorney and the prosecution.
Mm-hmm.
It looked really unhinged.
Gwyneth Paltrow's lawyer is the greatest snark in the history of mankind. The guy has he's been fed up with this dude's crap for the last 6 years, and he just let him have it. He held back nothing. Yeah, he held nothing back from the guy. And I love it's like,
Mhm.
I'm permanently brain damaged. I haven't been able to do anything since this accident. I don't have any memory. My hip hurts. My back. You're 69 years old, dude. And then so Paltrow's lawyer just went, "Oh, is this a picture of you at Machu Picchu? Is this a picture of you in the Swiss Alps? Is this a picture of you in Peru?"
Yeah.
And he just went down this guy's Facebook page. He's literally been to about every single country on planet Earth in 47 states since this
Yeah.
incapacitating injury.
But was
What
he
an idiot.
partying on a yacht? Was he partying on a yacht on TikTok though?
Oh yes,
No.
yes, he was partying on.
He
a yacht.
was okay.
But no,
See?
but Figbat, you were wondering the attorneys weren't good. Civil attorneys are generally not very good because they generally don't go to trial.
Yeah.
Oh,
Their job is to settle out of court and make the most out of their money. So
Gwyneth Paltrow's lawyer, he was president of the Utah Bar Association.
that doesn't really impress me. That means he was good at glad handing other lawyers. That doesn't mean he was like a good attorney.
Yeah. Oh well, he
But
won $1.
Okay. To the chat, when you
That,
see this,
like also though in Utah, you probably had to be like a really good Mormon to be like head of the Utah bar.
It's like one extreme or the other.
okay, so to the chat, I have a question. I see Flux and Corn Pop going back and forth talking about the perfect woman. Who are you talking about? I need to know the answer to this. That's what I need to know. So while we do that, I'm gonna pull up this Joe's stream thing. I don't know what this is, but I got it to the timestamp, and we'll see. No, Nick, don't go to Joe's stream. It was so bad. Okay, here we go.
Well,
Oh, it's a call-in.
yeah.
Oh,
Who that?
UC Irvine, home of the Anteaters.
Yeah, on the phone.
Hey man, how's it going? So, do you got time for me?
I don't know. This accent's starting to sound familiar, Figman.
Okay,
it's on me.
the answer to the question of do you have time for me for a streamer is always no. Don't like that. Let me give my first criticism. Never ask. Just start talking.
Yeah, I let you come on. Yes, you have. I have time for you.
Yeah, you've already spent too much of it. So get to the thing.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Yeah, why does
You
Joe
got
have
4.5
shirt
minutes.
on?
All right. So,
That's not long enough.
yeah.
Why?
That'll have to do. That's all I need.
Yeah.
I mean, you give me 2 minutes. I
Oh, wait, he
promise
went
you'll
from
give me
British
2
to
more.
Southern real quick.
Go
Yeah,
for it.
that's weird.
So coming down the pipe is a complete series of
Now he's got
cases.
Australian.
Out of Utah, out of California. As a matter of fact, California just dropped a new kidnap law bill that would allow schools or etc. authorities to step in and take children from parents without their knowledge. So coming down the pipeline right here in May, this May, is the 50th anniversary of Title IX. The expansion of Title IX, which was done by the Obama-Biden administration, Trump put blockers on.
What do you mean by the
So those blockers,
What does that mean?
I'm sorry?
Okay. I changed my mind.
Yeah,
That's gonna take way too much time. And I don't like the question you asked Joe, I'll answer for him. He was too polite. No, I don't have time for this shit.
yes. Moving
So,
on. I'm more curious why Joe's wearing a UC Irvine shirt.
The hard part about answering like off the cuff questions that are like on a deep legal topic like Title IX is we don't know if you understand the issue. And second, we probably haven't recently looked up Title IX and its expansion and stuff like that, unless we have just done either a video about it or have done a case on it or something like that. And that's not a practice area that I think anyone on this panel deals in. So like I'm not going to be able to give you better answers on that, whatever you're going to ask. And two, I'm not quite sure if you understand the questions you're asking. And that's not me trying to be rude. That's the fact of how law works in the US right now. It's highly complicated, overly so, by a bunch of asshole lawyers and politicians who suck at everything. So sorry, man, I'm going to skip that one. If you want to, no, don't send me an email on Title IX. I'm not going to be able to answer your question. There you
I've
go.
got a suggestion though. If you just add the entire contents of Title IX to the Diablo 4 patch notes, then everybody would know.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Here's what we upgraded on Wizards. By the way, Title IX is a title which deals with sexual assault and the federal education institution. 100K Hitman says, "Who's the binger and why is it not Pippa?"
Wow.
The binger is Figbat. Figbat, who has run the greatest Facebook pages on known to planet. Yes. Oh God, the Figbat pages are.
It's kind of changed now. It's instead of having the other name, the old FBDN, it's now, I believe, it's community guidelines won't allow me to answer such a question like that. It's pretty much what it is now. It's just changed a bit.
Yeah.
Same terrible people. Nice new name.
All right, next. Karen Manning says Elijah Schaefer became a father. Yes, he did. That's awesome. Very, very good. Big shout out to Elijah. Almond John 1 says, "Is Drex at the house?" No, I messaged Drex today. I'm like, "Are you coming to my house? Because I don't know about this." He's like, "No, next weekend. Next weekend he's coming out." So I don't know what people like misunderstood or what he miscommunicated, but he's not here this weekend. Florida Dad says, "California family law no, identify as the mother." Yeah, identify as the mother. Yeah. There you go. The Front Porch Conservative. Evening, Father Nicholas, Friar Figbat, and the Guaranteed Criminal. Kidding. I'm uploading a new video to my channel and wanted to see what tomfoolery goes on. Nick, can I get a toast and a plug? Thanks. Well, look, you can't get a plug because you're not by me, but we can do a little whiskey and a toast and a shout out.
Well, why not?
Plugs cost a little extra and can be uncomfortable.
Hey.
If you're not ready for it. The Front Porch Conservative. Guys, check him out on YouTube. He's uploading a video right now. I said uploading, like, because I was reading word by word, and uploading is one word, my friend. So work on that. But other than that, a big toast to the Front Porch Conservative. I am a supporter of all people getting their voices out, having their speech exercised, and talking about what they're interested in. When people talk about what they're passionate and interested about, it becomes interesting immediately. When people force the topic, it's never that good. So, my man, cheers to you for doing what you love and talking about what you're interested in.
Yeah. Collect your channel.
Cheers.
Tantalus says, "Can I get a toast from my grandpa? He was just diagnosed with cancer. He was a badass in life, surviving Nazi occupation, serving in the military, and became a businessman in the U.S. We hope his last days are filled with joy." Sure. Cheers to your grandfather. And a prayer for deliverance from his cancer, either through miraculous healing or a peaceful and painless passing into the next life. May the doctors have wisdom beyond their understanding, skill beyond their training, and may the family be there to support him, whether these are the first of his last days or the last of his last days. Cheers to him for a full life. All right. Brian Manuel says, "Yes, I meant Joe's live stream from last night. Yes, Trump 153. We just addressed that issue." Bateman Wave. "Thanks for bringing up Mackey, Nick. Doug Mackey's case is to the First Amendment what Kyle Rittenhouse's case was for the Second Amendment. Sort of. I mean, I think his is actually more important to the First Amendment than Kyle's was to the Second, in all honesty. Kyle's wasn't really much of a Second Amendment case. Kyle's was a straightforward self-defense case. The only possible Second Amendment issue would be if the charge had stuck on the unlawful carrying of a firearm. That would have been a Second Amendment issue, but since it was dismissed, I think it just became a self-defense issue at that point. That's my personal opinion. Cassie Mayron says, "I survived surgery." Hey, good job. "I've got a black eye and 2 bruised cheeks, but I'm sure it's from normal surgery and not me probably quoting death sentences to the Asian doctor while under the drugs. Thanks, some asshole on the internet."
Sweet.
"Can't do for 4 months, so cheers to me not getting fat, I guess." Oh, damn. I went on a liquid diet for a couple days when I got my tooth broken. It was my front tooth, so I couldn't bite anything. I just put everything in a blender. I had like turkey, mashed potatoes, and gravy. That was pretty good.
It's like being a baby.
It was not bad. Most of the things I ate were not good, though. You can blend ramen up, though. You can have some blended ramen. That's delicious. Magnum North says some people think that the Restrict Act is a Trojan horse for central bank digital currency. Thoughts? I think everything is probably a Trojan horse for central bank digital currency. I think they're working extremely hard on it right now. And by the way, that's one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of bank runs as a solution. I mean, the more we stress the physical currency system and put banks into trouble with it, I mean, the quicker the push to the nationalization of banks and a central digital currency.
Mm-hmm. But I also think kind of engaging in guerrilla warfare with Wall Street sometimes seems very,
it could be fun,
very satisfying, and being, just remember, apes strong together.
And when they
personally, I thought that a balaclava and a few competent fellows that you can usually dispose of at the end of the robbery are normally pretty handy to have if you want to do a bank run.
The other thing you got to do, you have to get a very sturdy umbrella when you do a run on Wall Street, because when the banks go down, it's amazing. It starts raining bankers, and they're a little heavier than normal raindrops.
Yes. Although Figbat, you're thinking about the wrong way to rob a bank. This is what you used to rob a bank with. This is how the pros.
Why is it so mightier than a sword, though? Like, because we've been using a sword for a long time over here. Like,
dude, you just the funny thing. So, having worked at banks, several different banks, the protocol for a successful bank robbery is always the same. You wear a mask, you wear sunglasses, you wear a hat, so the camera, because you're on camera, guaranteed when you walk in, and then you walk up and you just hand the teller a note that says, "I have a gun or a bomb or whatever. I have your dog in the car. Please hand me all the money in the drawer." You get the money from that drawer and you walk out. The thing that gets people caught is wearing the same clothes, having an identifying car, staying too long, trying to hit multiple bank drawers, hitting too many banks in the same area or whatever. Just move on. Like you won, you got it.
No. I meant like you become the president of a bank company, and then you just fuck up the leveraging and the fractional reserve banking.
Oh, I thought you meant just write a note.
No. That's an easy way too. And then, if you're gonna do that, then you also say, "I swear to God, if you put a die pack in here, I'm gonna fucking kill you," and then make sure they don't.
Yeah, but, I mean, one of the ways to make sure you haven't got a trace
they
card,
have trackers.
just
They
do
have
it on
trackers in those too now.
Just do it on horseback. Just get all Red Dead Redemption and just do it on horseback with like. That's what you gotta do.
I will say though, Nick, this was.
We're looking at way different scales. Here.
Yeah, well, there's two ways of doing it. But,
I'm talking about how
I
you
think
get
what
like
we have here is a failure.
There was a when I was working as an assistant prosecutor, when I first got to the office I was at, I had to go do this hearing where these ladies had a restitution hearing, and it was the local bank in town, and they still had a lot of paper stuff. They had stolen like $375,000 over the course of a couple of years, and it was funny because the restitution hearings, like they're working some shit job, and it's like they've barely paid off like maybe like $5,000 to $10,000, and it's just
that was the frustrating thing about my embezzlement client.
Oh, somebody says banks have guards. Like, no, they don't. A lot of banks don't.
Yeah, it depends where you bank.
If you go to like some hood banks, maybe,
or downtown banks.
They have them, but Popeye's most likely. They've got security. Like,
in Logan, Utah, when I go into banks, it takes like 20 minutes for someone to pay attention to me, let alone a guard watching me.
Dude, so when I worked at Wells in downtown St. Paul, they had two guards that would rotate. They had the morning guard and the afternoon guard. The morning guard was a Wells Fargo employee, but several years prior, they had stopped hiring new security guards and they just outsourced it to another company. It was just a private security guard. Like, the only way you got arrested at that bank, no matter what you did, was if you stayed there. And I convinced the lady to stay. She was doing check fraud. She had clearly written in extra numbers in both lines of the check to try and scam a guy out of $200. And I convinced her to stay. I was like, "Oh, I need to borrow your ID. I need to verify this." I went in back. We called the cops. And then, when I'm sitting there talking to her, and she's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, we're just waiting on verification from the check." We had also called the guy who issued the check, asked him how much it was supposed to be for. She had written in the 2. It was obvious. And so I just, she just sat there. I'm like, "We're getting the money ready." And she sat there for like 15 minutes while the cops came and arrested her. It's like, all you had to do was leave. Like, you could have just left. I mean, I had her ID at that point, so it didn't matter. And then another guy came in, and this is a career criminal who at like 17 or whatever. He took a fresh cup. He had just bought a fresh cup of coffee, and he threw it on a teller who was wearing a spaghetti strap tank top, and so she had burns all over her chest.
Dick.
That was because they closed his account because he had threatened to murder a different teller the day before, and our manager was too retarded to tell the security guard, so he had no idea who this guy was. But so that guy clearly assaults the teller chick, right? And so the bank security guy just talks to him because the bank security guy's an old man. I loved him. His name was Max. He was great, but he just sat there and he talked to this guy for like 12 minutes, and he says, you know, the cops are coming. And the guy says, I don't care. I'll fight him. He says, you can get your ass whooped. He's like, nah, man, I got it. And so the cop showed up and they're like, hey, Max, is this him? He says, yep. And they're like, will you step back? So Max says, okay. And he steps back. And they were the three cops were from the gang task force. One of them was a former Minnesota Viking. They're big motherfuckers. The first guy walks up and the young guy, he was probably 19 or something like that, but he just slugs the cop in the face and knocks him down. So the second cop just laughs and comes up and tases him. Just on the ground. But that's when I walked in. Walked past the cops tasing a guy. I'm like, well, this will be interesting. but it's like, all he had to do was leave. Like the security guard was not going to catch him. If he would have just ran, they could have just given the cops his identity. This guy's rap sheet's like a fucking mile long already anyway. And it's like, Jesus Christ.
It's not about robbing the bank. It's about sending a message. He wants to know that he was in charge. That was it. Like, I'll fight anyone.
That's why he attacked the teller. He couldn't go find. He couldn't find some Jewish banker to attack. So he's like, you're a stand-in.
He attacked a poor white girl. It was too bad.
It's like
Memento. He threatened to murder someone else, so she got off with a light scolding. So you know what I mean? Like that's what happened there. Like,
you could worse.
Well, it was St. Paul, not Philadelphia. Legal, or I should say Saudi Arabia. It would have been an acid attack.
Well, I was going to make a Somalia joke, but I bombed there.
Wow.
No, this wasn't a Somalia transplant. This is a regular African American.
Oh.
Somalians in Minnesota are generally still Africans.
Yeah.
They're refugee status or asylees, so they're not actually African Americans. They don't get that American distinction. Legal Vices says, wait, the government has an Office of Public Integrity. I know, isn't it great? They always expose their biggest weaknesses. Lofty Pixels Baldo says, I haven't seen a VTuber this gay since Lofty Pixel.
I knew purple would be a bad color. I'm gonna speak to my designer about that. The problem is the designer's me.
Unhung Hero says, since Sean is here, I'm gonna come. Righteous Cause sent a couple super chats. Thank you for your first 2 super chats, Righteous Cause. Very cool. Blue Varo says, gotta love the weather. Just got into Clearwater. Dude, it's a fucking mess. It's a fucking mess. I hate it. Chief Slinging Beef
says,
or
the weather?
Yes. No, actually, so Clearwater is at the intersection of Highway 94 and Minnesota Highway, Interstate 94 and Minnesota Highway 24. And it's one of my favorite places to stop. They have this big truck stop there called Nelson Brothers, and they make fresh sandwiches on their own. Like they make their own bread, and you get, so I get butter on the bread, and then either ham or summer sausage, which is really good on a sandwich, or turkey, ham, summer sausage, or turkey, or a mixture thereof, depending on what I'm in the mood for. And then you get provolone cheese, lettuce, spinach, pickles, alfalfa sprouts, jalapenos, and the sandwich is perfect.
I hate people with good metabolism.
Oh my God.
I gained 3 pounds listening to the description of that.
I used to drive past it when I would go to law school, because I went to law school in the cities, but I lived out here, and it's like a halfway point. So I would stop there on the way out to law school, and then the next day when I would be driving home, I would stop there and I get a sandwich each way because they're open 24 hours. So you get that sandwich at 3 a.m. And now whenever I drive by there, I salivate like a Pavlovian dog. Like I'm just sitting there like, and I almost always stop. They also have donuts that are this big, which is just ridiculous.
Why
But,
do donuts need to be that big?
I don't know, but they're decent.
They don't need to be, but they are.
But like is that like a my 600-pound life kind of thing? Like you sit there, it's like, why are you 600 pounds? And they see this massive donut the size of their head as they just chomp in, and all the jam just falls out.
Vegetables all day.
Oh God, I fucking love that show so much, and I oh God, the doctor.
I used to watch it for motivation. Now I just watch it thinking, I ain't that bad.
That doctor has the best. He is the best like job in the world.
They don't think you're starving.
Yeah. I was like, I haven't been eating. Really? Why do we find this under your bed? It's a whole pizza box just cleaned up. It's like he brought it to me.
Like you have a whole half a turkey under your left breast.
You didn't have to eat it. I don't know what ethnicity he is, but he always sounds Spanish to me. I know he's not. Oh shit. Chief Slinging Beef says prayers for Tennesseans and Alabamans, guys. Tornado just touched down west of us. Looks like we're getting missed for now, taking family to shelter. Oh, get safe, of course. Get safe. Kevin Dorr says he was told if he pardoned January 6 people and JA, he would be impeached and they will go after him for sedition. Also, if Ron D wins, enjoy Bush's third term. Here's the thing. If he believed they could go after him for sedition for pardoning the January 6 people, then he's an idiot. I mean, well, I guess they could go after him. They wouldn't win. Power to pardon is plenary. The judiciary can't even review it. It's great. Chad Hibbs. My wife just drove from an ER out your direction back to the western suburbs. First day back at work from maternity leave. Rough drive. Oh, shit. Yeah. Dude, I hope she drove safe. Trent Thorough. I'm just ready to sign up for the helicopter tour attendant. Charlie D'Angelo, I really like this Figbat in the British language, but what I don't understand is while at the strip club, I ask security for a fag, I get kicked out for a month.
Yeah, we call the cigarette something else over here.
Yeah.
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 My favorite's the fanny pack we have here in America.
Yeah, we call them bum bags.
Yeah.
It's really weird how we call them bum bags, but fanny packs.
Well, this makes more sense than fanny packs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that they're making a comeback.
Because when we say fanny over here, we're meaning something else. So when we hear fanny pack, we're like, what's that? Do I need to put a condom on first? Like, it's like,
wait,
that's what we hear.
What does fanny mean over there? Because fanny means ass here.
Yeah, but fanny means vagina over here.
Oh.
So fanny pack is just like packing a vagina.
So we're like, so is that what I call it now? Like,
gotcha.
I guess it depends if you wear it in the front or the back.
Yeah. The problem with it today is it's deployable. Yeah, it's and the operations that they've had beforehand. So you mean they're deployable in the front and the back nowadays.
Look, I'm game. Oh shit, I missed this one. Killer Microbe says, hey, big fan here since the Tonka Talks, and this is your first super chat. Thank you. I'll be racing at the GFNY World Championship road bike. I made a give, send, go. If you could share it, I'd appreciate it. Keep up the good work and stay unbreaded. G9YZ4. I think that's the give, send, go. See if that works. Oh, I typed the name wrong.
Drive safe if you're racing.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. Okay, the GFNY World Champion road bike. I thought like motorcycle, but they mean like cycle. So this is from John Almeida. I'll share this in the chats if you guys want to support this guy. Here we go. Here's his give, send, go real quick. So here's what he does. Here's him, and he's road biking. So if you guys want to check this out, you certainly can. I can never vouch for gives and goes unless I know the person specifically. But if this passes your muster, you can certainly check that out for yourself. So he says, I'm an aspiring cyclist, the dream of participating in the prestigious 2023 New York Grand Fondo World Championship. Been a once in a lifetime opportunity for me to compete against top cyclists from around the world. Excited to represent my community on the global stage, but the costs are quite high, blah, 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 blah. So he's looking for $2,250 to go compete in this thing. If you want to help him out, give it a shot. If you don't, don't. Either way, thanks for supporting, man. Bad Dragonite says, haven't been as active, Nick. My half of town got destroyed by a tornado Friday. Currently waiting tonight to see if another hits. Prayers appreciated. Yeah, these tornadoes have been pretty bad in the southeast. There was like 32 dead the other day.
Was God hate Biden or something?
Yes.
It's is there like an angel up there somewhere like sending the plagues? Like, yeah, and there's pushed a button and stuff just started going all crazy. The
angel's name is Nurgle. Xander's Rant says, why does your guest sound like Sargon with a dark mask? Well, that's because Sargon was around until Figbat stole his accent.
Yeah, there's no Sargon anymore. It's Sargon and Figbat now.
Shaky Owen says, is it possible to argue against G control as a violation of the 9th Amendment? Oh, gun control, I guess. The 10th grants states the right to pass its own laws, but it seems to be construed to mean they can violate the other 26. So here's the problem with the 10th Amendment argument basically died with the passage of the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment allowed the federal government to go much farther than the Constitution had originally sort of intended as far as other amendments goes. And the 14th really fucked up some stuff with that. However, the 10th still applies in a few limited areas, mostly related to family law and how individual states handle that. But can gun control as a violation of the 9th Amendment? I mean, I don't know. You just have the second. The second works is sufficient for all of this stuff. So I'm not sure why you would use the 9th. The 9th is about unenumerated rights, but the gun rights are enumerated. So, Dixon Butt says 3 lawyers and a black guy. God knows this ain't the first time. Oh my God.
It was only a matter of time.
Oh shit. JT616 says, Nick, can you say a toast for my grandma? It's been almost 3 weeks since her passing, and I'm holding on the best I can. She was a special lady who always had a smile on her face, and she knew the Lord. So cheers to your grandmother. Grandmothers are a special thing. They get to be matriarchs that we love and respect, no matter how strict, crazy, or not strict and crazy they can be. They hold this place in our hearts because they get to show us love and affection in their way without having to deal with all of our bullshit. And that makes them wonderful confidants, excellent friends, and most importantly, doting elders. Cheers to her and her passing, and cheers to you and your loss, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, Vince Clortho says, shout out to all airborne. There you go. If you're airborne, that's a shout out to you. And with that, we're gonna fly off of YouTube here. So we're gonna jump over to Rumble exclusive, and then maybe we'll find out how Sean really feels. I don't know. We'll see. But we've got about 20 seconds of this bumper. Look, the Rumble link is in the description on the YouTube video. Make sure you pop over to Rumble. I know if you haven't been to Rumble in a while, you may think the user experience is bad. It's much improved. The chat is much, much better. And yes, there is a mobile chat as well now. So you can check out Rumble over there. And we'll see you guys in just a second. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Every Fed is a mortal human being.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen,